Hi, I'm Leslie Palma with Priests for Life, here with a Pro-Life Newsbreak. We learned this week that a teenager died in Colorado last month after a second trimester abortion at Planned Parenthood. Our friends at Operation Rescue have been investigating the case of Alexis Arjulo, an 18-year-old who was 22 weeks pregnant when she went for an abortion in Fort Collins. All the facts are not yet known, but Alexis at some point was transferred to a hospital, but it was apparently too late to save her. She and her baby died on February 6th. I'll have more on this as we know more, but in a related matter, the abortion advocates at the Guttmacher Institute don't think states should continue to supply abortion statistics to the federal government. The Federal Centers for Disease and Control, the CDC, publish an abortion surveillance report that sometimes is the only way for people to know that women die every year in safe and legal abortions. The most recent report, covering 2021, shows that 5 women died that year. 6 died the year before. Guttmacher would prefer that this information not be made public. Democrats in Congress introduced a bill on Wednesday that would prevent the federal government from stopping the mailing of abortion pills. Stop the Comstock Act would remove language in federal law that prohibits sending items that cause abortion through the mail. The bill is not expected to make it to the floor of either chamber. An example of why it's dangerous to mail the deadly drugs took place in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, when a teenager who was turned away for an abortion because she was beyond the 24-week limit ordered abortion pills online and gave birth to a baby who might have been born alive. Investigators later found the baby buried in the teen's backyard. After delivering the baby, the girl texted a friend that it's, quote, like a full baby and it's still moving, according to court documents. No charges have been filed. As Congress moves to allow continued prosecutions for COVID-related fraud, U.S. Senators Joni Ernst of Iowa and Rand Paul of Kentucky would like an investigation into the $100 million Planned Parenthood collected under the Paycheck Protection Program during the pandemic. The senators sent letters to Kelly Loeffler, head of the Small Business Administration, asking her to look into Planned Parenthood's unlawful collection of the funds and to turn over to Congress related documents that the Biden administration refused to provide. For years, the senators have been asking the Biden administration why it continued issuing loans to Planned Parenthood affiliates that were previously deemed ineligible. Ernst and Paul asked for answers in a hearing and 3 letters in 2021, another letter in 2022, and a document retention and record preservation request in 2024. They may finally get an answer after the House this week approved a bill expanding the statute of limitations for prosecuting COVID-related insurance fraud for another 5 years. New Mexico has few laws protecting babies and their mothers from abortion, but a new bill introduced in the state legislature aims to change that. The Every Mother Matters Act would connect pregnant women with prenatal care, child care assistance, housing support, addiction recovery services, and counseling. The bill requires healthcare providers to inform women considering abortion about these services so they can make an informed decision. Mothers can decide not to hear about services available, so there is no coercion involved. Thousands of mothers and babies have been helped by similar laws passed in Texas, Arkansas, and Tennessee. The nomination of pro-life physician Dr. David Weldon to lead the CDC was withdrawn Wednesday night, canceling his confirmation hearing in a Senate committee meeting set for yesterday. Weldon has been practicing medicine for 40 years and also served 7 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives. He had a 100% pro-life voting record and authored the conscience laws that protect healthcare professionals from having to take part in abortion. Weldon said in a statement that his nomination was withdrawn because there were not enough votes in the Senate to confirm him. 2 Republican senators, Susan Collins of Maine and Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, were reportedly concerned about Weldon's feelings about vaccines. This is the first time a CDC director required Senate confirmation, adhering to a law Congress passed in 2022. A Louisiana woman who ordered abortion pills online and then gave them to her teenage daughter has pleaded not guilty to felony charges. According to Baton Rouge District Attorney Tony Clayton, the woman, who has not been identified, requested abortion medication online from New York-based Dr. Margaret Carpenter. The doctor shipped the pills to the woman, and the pregnant teen was told to take the pills or else, Clayton said. The girl later experienced a medical emergency and had to be rushed by ambulance to the hospital. A police officer who learned about the pills and their origin reported the issue to Clayton's office. The abortionist also has been charged, but New York Governor Kathy Hochul refused to sign an extradition order from Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry. Most babies are protected from abortion in Louisiana, and the law makes it a felony for physicians to perform an illegal abortion, including chemical abortion. Those convicted would face up to 15 years in prison, $200,000 in fines, and the loss of their medical license. 2 pro-life bills are advancing in the Nebraska legislature. One would require abortion businesses and hospitals to bury or cremate the bodies of aborted babies. The second bill calls for doctors to screen pregnant women for ectopic pregnancies and schedule a follow-up appointment 3 to 28 days after prescribing chemical abortion drugs. That's some of what's making news this week. Thank you for tuning in. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day on Monday, and please remember always that life is the only